Thoughts, views, and comments expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production of Glory 93.9 FM.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street.
Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Wardrobe provided by Bahari Bahamas. Visit shopbahari.com.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm. And as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Thank you so much for joining me on this show. You know what the deal is. It's a Wednesday, so you know what that means. That means that we're going to be talking wellness today. And if I seem a little bit distracted, y'all, I'm doing something right now that all y'all need to be doing. And that is liking and sharing this show. I'm trying to share the show because the information that is going to be shared on this show today is information that so many of us need to hear. So if you know anybody who has diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol or heart disease, all of that stuff, like and share the show, people. Get the word out that GPS is on the air on a Wellness Wednesday. We're talking health today, and this is going to be part 2 of the series that we started last week on the 7 strategies for healthy living. Remember, last week we said that there were 7 chapters of nutrition, and the first chapter we dealt with was the chapter of protein, you remember, and the second chapter was the chapter of fats. And so we're going to continue with the series today. And as always, we're going to be bringing you information that is going to hopefully get you to the point where you open your mind to, I don't want to say alternative, but to other solutions. Because I dare say that the solutions that we are being offered by, the traditional medicine, the pharmaceutical people, the MDs, it's not working, y'all. It's not working. And they say the definition of insanity is if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, this is what we have been doing when it comes to our health. And I think that this is glaringly evident when it comes to this whole coronavirus madness that we find ourselves in. Because now our healthcare professionals, and I digress a little bit, but now our healthcare professionals are saying the same thing what I've been preaching for over a year. Now they're saying the vaccine alone is not going to be enough. Now they're saying there's a new strain in the Bahamas and we don't know what strain it is. And now we're hearing, well, the vaccine may not be able to address the strain that is here, but we don't know what strain it is yet. And now we're hearing around the world, well, even after you're fully vaccinated, you're going to have to take a booster shot about 6 months after that. And then a shot every year, very similar to how it is with the flu. I've been saying this for over a year. For over a year. It don't take a rocket science to figure that out. Anyhow, let me stay focused, yeah? See, because as I would have said on a previous show, y'all taking the wrong dog to the hunt. These people clearly learning as they go along. And I'm very concerned that we are hearing our healthcare professionals now saying we need to go back to what we were doing before, like contact tracing. And I'm like, well, mud doors, y'all stop. What kind of Mickey? Focus, Michelle, focus. Because we're supposed to be talking today about 7 strategies of health. And let me tell you why I brought up the coronavirus thing. It ties into what we're talking about today. The reason I brought it up is this, and I've been saying this for more than a year, and I will continue to say it. She's right. The vaccine is alone within itself not going to be able to deal with this thing. She's right. But what I do not hear from them, they say, okay, the vaccine alone isn't going to be enough. You're going to have to keep getting vaccinated. You're going to have to continue to social distance and wash your hands and wear a mask and all that kind of stuff. But they're missing a key component of this argument. And I dare say it's intentional. The key component that they continuously ignore is how to get yourself healthier so that your natural immune system, which was designed by God, can do what it was designed to do. To fight off COVID and anything else that comes your way. Because truth be told, the vaccine does not work in isolation without your immune system. Why are they not preaching this? You know why? You can't patent zinc. You can't make billions of dollars off of zinc. Wake up, people. Wake up out of this coma you are in. Wake up and see what is going on around you. Okay, enough of that. Let me get focused now on what we're supposed to be talking about, which are the 7 strategies for healthy living. If you missed last week, Wednesday's show, please go back and watch it, okay? Because in that show, we dealt with chapters 1 and 2 in the Book of Nutrition. And those chapters were about protein and fats. And as we would have learned, protein is extremely important to your health, and good fats are extremely important to your health as well. So again, if you know anybody who is battling from diabetes or any other, non-communicable, please call them up and tell them, listen to this show, because we're going to be sharing information today that will help them to figure out why they are not getting the kind of results that they want to get on these medications. I can digress one more time. I have a client, brand new client, only been on my program now for just under 2 weeks. And I called him up yesterday as a follow-up to see how things were going with him on the program. I'm not going to call his name, but I have to share this story. He says to me, Ms. Malcolm, I have been on high blood pressure medication for 40 years. 40. He says, I have been on high blood pressure medication for 40 years. I have been on your program for less than 2 weeks, and I have never seen my blood pressure come to the level where it has come to in less than 2 weeks with therapeutic nutrition after 40 years on medication. He says, I can't believe this. Less than 2 weeks. 40 years, people, as in 4 decades. You're taking the wrong dog to the hunt. They do not appreciate or understand the power of nutrition to help your body heal itself or to strengthen your immune system to the point where you don't have to be afraid of COVID-19 or any other non-communicable disease. So the information that we're bringing you today, again, is information that will shatter the myth that you have to be taking pharmaceutical medications for 40 years and not getting any better when all you need is nutrition. So let's talk about, we're going to deal with chapters 2 and 3 in the book of nutrition today. Okay? Chapter 3 is about carbohydrates. Carbs is what we call them, carbohydrates. And just like we learned that there are 2 nutrients, essential proteins and essential amino acids and essential fats, there's one nutrient that is not essential. Now, what do we mean when we say essential and non-essential? If it's essential, that means that your body doesn't naturally make it, and so you have to ingest it. If it's non-essential, it means that your body makes it. Okay, so there's one nutrient that you don't need to have in your diet because your body can make it. That's why it's non-essential. And that one non-essential nutrient is at the bottom of the food pyramid that tells us that we're supposed to have 6 to 11 servings per day of this non-essential nutrient. It's the one nutrient that you can't avoid if you walk into a restaurant or like to buy fast food. You're not going to be able to avoid it. And it's the one nutrient that farmers feed their cattle when they want to get them big and fat fast. And it's the one nutrient that we are feeding our children every day with cereals. And this is the nutrient that we call carbohydrates. Now, why is this important for us to pay attention to? And I specifically mentioned, if you know anybody who's diabetic, get them on the show. Because carbohydrates is really just another word for sugar. And you have to understand the connection, particularly between refined carbohydrates, refined carbs, and sugar. Very, very important connection. Let's go to clip number 1, please.
Carbohydrates can be made by the body. And carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, processed carbohydrates, 20th century and 21st century carbohydrates are the bane of Western civilization. They are destroying our civilization, refined carbohydrates. You mark the decline of the health of Americans and the world in general on the doorstep of the refining of carbohydrates. How we refine carbohydrates. Let's talk about that for a moment. The main source of carbohydrates is grains. And when we learned how to farm 5,000 years ago in ancient Egypt, we learned how to take carbohydrates and make them readily available. But that wasn't a problem because carbohydrates from grains are a rich source in zinc, and they're a rich source of magnesium, and they're a rich source of B vitamins. Grains are a rich source of all the nutrients that are required to absorb the carbohydrates. Grains have everything in them that's required for our body to absorb the sugar. By the way, carbohydrates equals sugar. It's the same word. So when you hear me say carbohydrates, you can think sugar. And when you hear sugar, you can think carbohydrates. The same word. A grain, a wheat grain, for example, has everything we need to digest the sugar. In fact, chromium and vanadium, which arguably are 2 of the most important and critical nutrients for absorbing sugar, are found in enormous quantities in grains. But about the turn of the 20th century, 1900s or so, what we learned how to do was throw all the chromium out, throw all the vanadium out, throw all the B vitamins out, throw all the magnesium out, throw all the zinc out, throw all the required cofactors for absorbing the sugar out, and get left with nice, white, fluffy flour. And that is what's killing us and what's making us fat and what's destroying our children's minds. Because that nice, white, fluffy flour gets processed by the body like an emergency fashion. Because flour is sugar, and it's very explosive to the body. The role sugar has in the body is to provide quick, explosive energy. Sugar is very explosive to the body. Remember, flour is sugar. Sugar's explosive nature is designed in the body to provide quick turbo energy for running from a saber-toothed tiger, for example, for doing some kind of quick mental process real quick. Sugar is a very explosive energy. But the body doesn't like explosive energy. Remember, the body likes long, sustained energy. So the body has evolved a system for damping that quick burst energy. In other words, you eat sugar, and a whole emergency system kicks in to take that sugar out, to pull that sugar out of the blood because of sugar's very explosive nature. That system is called your insulin system. In fact, when you eat sugar or when you eat flour, refined flour or cereal or breads, it's like a 4-alarm fire in your body. All of a sudden, ding, 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 the bells are all going off. Let's figure out what to do with this fire. There's all this sugar coming into the body. So the pancreas turns on and sends insulin to the rescue. You can think of insulin like firemen to put out the fire. And it puts out the fire by pulling all the blood sugar out of your blood. And then you feel tired, of course. So what happens? We go grab another Snickers bar, or a glass of orange juice, or a piece of fruit, and all of a sudden, ding, 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 a 4-alarm fire, and the pancreas sends out the insulin, pulls all the blood sugar out. We feel tired again. And this goes on and on and on, and go on for 30 or 40 or 50 years. Until finally one day, we eat a Snickers bar, and our pancreas says, forget it, I'm tired. I was out there last hour, I'm done. And the blood sugar starts to build up. And you know what we call that? Diabetes. Okay, now folks, diabetes is a serious, serious disease. Diabetes is up 30% over the last 9 years. That is an epidemic. That is an epidemic, folks. Diabetes is an epidemic. It's the #1 cause of blindness. It's the #1 cause of amputation, and it's the 3rd leading cause of death after only heart disease and cancer. It's a serious, deadly problem. And it didn't exist before the turn of the century. It didn't exist before we learned how to refine our grains. And you can lay the problem smack dab on the doorstep of problems with digesting sugars and carbohydrates. But it's even worse than that, because now we have prediabetes. And prediabetes is when our body doesn't listen to insulin anymore. Prediabetes is when we don't know that we're getting diabetes, but we're starting to get abdominal obesity. Or we're starting to lose minerals, because as insulin levels rise, calcium gets excreted. As insulin levels rise, magnesium gets excreted to a larger extent. Calcium and magnesium are involved in blood pressure regulation, in heart regulation. So as insulin levels rise, our circulatory systems go awry. And we don't know what's causing our hypertension. Your doctor will say, we don't know what caused it, but take this blood pressure pill. And the blood pressure pill makes more minerals leave your body, so your blood pressure goes up again. And then your heart becomes defective. And all of this is because of imbalances in carbohydrates and sugar metabolism, because of problems with insulin. Some doctors will check your blood sugar, but they'll forget to check your insulin levels. You may think your blood sugar is normal, but your insulin is way high, because your insulin is compensating for levels in blood sugar. When your insulin levels go off the charts, you may not think you have problems with diabetes because your blood sugar is being controlled, but insulin is working its negativity on the body by causing the excretion of minerals, by causing malabsorptions in fat, by changing how nutrients are absorbed into cells. Elevated insulin is a serious problem. If anybody suspects diabetes, don't worry about your blood sugar, check your insulin. That's the important parameter.
Did y'all hear that just now? Did you hear what the man said? Oh, by the way, I forgot to say who we're talking to today, or listening to today, and that would be pharmacist Ben Fuchs. Did you hear what he said? Now, I want y'all to remember everything he just said, and then think about what we put in the boxes of food that we take to people who are in need during this pandemic. White flour, sugar. So we helping to make people sick. We contributing to their comorbidities. And then we turn around and tell them, because you have these comorbidities, you need to take this vaccine. Do you see the madness here? Is it just me, or do you see it as well? Why are we not focusing on getting our people healthier? Not just in words, but in deed as well. See, this is why I believe that there is a great degree of hypocrisy as it relates to this whole fight against coronavirus. It's hypocrisy. Because they know, they're admitting it now, what we've been saying for over a year now. For over a year, we've been preaching the same thing. And they would make you out to be everything but a child of God. And you, Michelle, you off your rock, and you conspiracy theory and this and the next and yada, yada, yada. And now they're coming back a year later saying the same thing. But you see, we're supposed to have short memory. We ain't supposed to remember these things. People, you're taking the wrong dog to the hunt. Why are we not focusing on the healthy and figuring out what their bodies are doing and then trying to replicate that in the sick? And more on that before the end of the show. I'm going to tell you about an initiative that's happening now to do exactly that, because we can't wait for the medical professionals to do it, because they ain't going to do it. They're not doing it. They're approaching this thing. They're putting the cart before the horse. Okay. So, Stacy says, you would like to think that our prime minister, who is a doctor, would be informing us of such information on the PM page, but instead he's pushing a man-made vaccine. Yeah, and this is why I'm saying there's a certain degree of hypocrisy, disingenuous, because they know that this thing only works with your immune system. So if your immune system is compromised before you take it, and it's still going to be compromised after, we are one of the sickest nations in the world with comorbidities. Why are we not focusing on getting our people well? The hospital right now is overrun with COVID cases, don't have sufficient beds. But yet we are ignoring the very thing that could help us to turn this around. Why? Why? You could put all your basket in this one egg called a vaccine, and now you coming back saying, well, we don't even know what strain here, and we ain't sure if this gonna affect that strain, and you gonna have to be taking a vaccine every year because we ain't know what strain coming. Man, come on, man. My God, people, wake up. Wake up out this coma, y'all, and because even in a deep sleep no more. Y'all in a coma. Wake up. All right. It's already 11:28, and I ain't get started good yet. So let me take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about, we're still going to be on chapter 1, which is carbs. Carbs is a serious thing, y'all. And don't you go anywhere. And call your people. Share this show. Let them know they need to hear this information. Please, people, we got to get this information out. So stay with us. We'll be back after this break.
Located on Carmichael Road, Divine Designs Hair Boutique is a haven for women and men looking for professional beauty services. Our state-of-the-art and contemporary equipment creates a relaxing ambiance for you to enjoy while we cater to you. Need a hairstylist? We cater to all types and textures of hair for care and styling. We even have a barber on duty. Need a nail tech? Our technicians provide a range of nail services, including the latest trends. Unwind in one of our massage chairs while you get your pedicure. With our reasonable rates, friendly staff, and over 20 years of experience, you will be in great hands. Call us at 823-1669 or 698-1025 to schedule your appointment. Want to be pampered? Want to be slayed? Let Divine Designs make your day.
At Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Youngevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and we are talking the 7 strategies of good health, 7 strategies of healthy living. And on the show last week, we introduced a series and we talked about nutrition being like a book. And so last week we dealt with chapter 1 and 2, and today we're going to deal with chapter 2 and maybe chapter 3, depending on the time. And so we're in chapter 3 right now. So we're going to deal with chapter 3 and maybe chapter 4, I should say. We're in chapter 3 right now, and we're talking about carbohydrates. And I ain't going to lie to y'all, right? Y'all know I just discovered gluten-free, what do you call it? Cereal, right? Breakfast cereal. And man, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was so happy to discover that because, you know, I've been off of cereal for so many years. And oh man, I found cereal again and I was going to town. And then I heard this lecture by Ben Fuchs and I was like, doggone it. Because refined carbs are a big problem. Refined carbs. Yeah. And so I got to cut back on that cereal. He recommends that you stop eating refined cereals altogether. That did hurt me a bit. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little hurt. But you know, it was good while it lasted. So we have to ask ourselves the question, what happens when blood sugar builds up in your body? And remember now, he described carbs and blood sugar being twins. Same basic thing. So once that refined carb especially gets into your body, turns into sugar, now we have a problem. So remember, sugar explodes everything, right? Sugar explodes everything. So you need to know what is sugar's favorite thing to explode. And this is going to help you to understand why this is like a vicious cycle. Sugar's favorite thing to explode is protein. Yeah. Let's go to clip number 2.
Sugar explodes protein. Women know this when they bake bread. Sometimes they'll put an egg yolk on top of the bread, right? What happens? You get a nice brown effect on top of the bread. Or you can put sugar on top of ham, and you get a glazed ham. Makes it look nice and glazed and pretty and brown. Well, guess what, folks? That same browning happens inside your body when sugar levels build up. We brown from the inside up. It's called glycosylation. And in chemistry, we call it the browning effect. It's the effect sugar has on protein. Excess sugar levels will brown your heart. They'll brown your glands. They'll brown your brain. They'll brown your hemoglobin. They'll brown your hormones. In fact, the fancy name for the browning that takes place when sugar levels build up is advanced, A, glycosylated, G, end products, E, age. And it is the cause of aging. Sugaring of proteins in the body, sugaring of glands is the cause of aging. We're candying ourselves to death. We're turning into candy inside. We're browning. The same thing that happens when you put sugar on top of ham happens inside the body when sugar levels arise. What kind of tissues start to sugar? Anything with protein. Any gland. Your collagen in your face, wrinkles, can be caused by excess sugar levels. The collagen in your coronary arteries can be browned by excess sugar levels. That's why excess sugar levels and excess insulin and refined carbohydrates are the #1 cause of the decline of health that we're suffering from in this country. There is no better thing that you can do for your health. There's no better strategy that you can employ in your life to take care of your health than to knock out the refined carbohydrates, eliminate the refined carbohydrates. If it comes in a box, you don't want to eat it. And the cereal that we're feeding our kids is not only causing them to have a lifetime curse of blood sugar imbalances and possible diabetes, but it's also affecting their moods. Some kids are eating 2 bowls of cereal and 2 glasses of orange juice. That's a full 48 to 50 to 60 grams of sugar every morning before they go to school. It's no wonder why they're going crazy in school. It's no wonder why they have attention deficit disorder. It's because of the sugars and the cereals that we're eating. You're better off eating the box than the cereal. At least you get fiber if you eat the box. The cereal is deadly. What do farmers feed their cattle when they want to make their cattle big and fat? Grains. Corn, the same things that we're feeding our kids, the same things that we're eating. Can you see where our strategies are wrong? Can you see why we're as unhealthy as we are? Our strategies are incorrect, and nobody's told us the correct strategy.
Ben hurt my feelings. Dad and I was hurt. I said, oh man, I just started to enjoy my cereal. But you all know I live vain, right? When I heard wrinkles, aging, that was enough for me. I said, okay, that's it. I'm done. Think about that, y'all. For those of you who make candy, I have a cousin who makes, oh my God, her peanut brittle is just to die for, right? But think about it. When you heat the sugar, it browns things. If you know. So if that is doing the same thing to us on the inside, that's not a good thing. This is not a good thing, people. This is what is causing premature aging. You know, I often say that we are so used to being sick that we think it's a normal part of aging. So a lot of times when I'm doing consultations with people and I talk about the various symptoms that they're experiencing, they say, oh, well, you know, I get old. That's just a normal part of aging. No, it's not. It's not a normal part of aging. But we are so used to it happening, we think it's normal. But sugar is a big culprit in premature aging. Refined carbs, all them nice boxes of cereal, even without gluten, that hurt my heart. I ain't gonna lie. But it is what it is. So we have to understand that we can't continue to use the strategies that we're using and expect a different result, because you know the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Okay? So we got to change our strategies. So carbohydrates play a very, very important role in the body. And I want y'all to understand me correctly. Nobody is saying that you should eliminate all carbohydrates from your diet. No. Nobody is saying you should eliminate all carbohydrates. But there are some carbohydrates that are better than others. And we now know that we need to completely eliminate refined carbohydrates from our diet. Like he said, if it comes in a box, you don't want to be eating it. Okay? I know that's bad news. It did hurt my feelings very much. I ain't gonna lie, I was hurt. But it is what it is. It's the refining process of the carbs that's the problem. It's that refining process and the way we are making our carbohydrates, that's the problem. And I want y'all to understand something here. Carbohydrates are very, 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 very cheap. And so there are companies that are making a huge profit margin from a box of cereal. The carbohydrate manufacturing companies are among the richest in the world. The carbohydrate refining companies are among the richest in the world. And they, unfortunately, have gone so far as to use their wealth to advance their special interests. And this you really, really need to understand. Let's go to clip number 3.
By the way, cholesterol, which has now been debunked as a cause of heart disease, excess cholesterol, all the studies that were done on cholesterol and how bad cholesterol was for our health were funded by the grain companies at the University of Minnesota. That's where the studies were done on how bad cholesterol is, because cholesterol is only found in animal products. It's not found in grains. Cholesterol, by the way, is a vital, vital substance. It's vital for the manufacture of numerous hormones in the body. It's vital for the manufacture of every single cell in the body. And most of the cholesterol, by the way, that we have in our blood is made by our body. So to try and prevent heart disease by controlling the amount of cholesterol that you have in your diet is a pretty silly strategy. Not only that, but the drugs that they give us to lower our cholesterol actually deplete our body of coenzyme Q10, which is vitally important for the heart. That's why cholesterol-lowering drugs are among the deadliest drugs of all. In fact, when you get put on a cholesterol-lowering drug, your pharmacist is supposed to give you a little piece of paper that says, have your liver checked every 6 months, because of how toxic this drug is. Well, folks, if you need to have your liver checked every 6 months from some substance, you don't want to take that substance. That tells you it's a toxic substance. There's a problem when we're treating ourselves, when we're taking care of our health with substances that require monitoring of our organs. And cholesterol-lowering drugs are among the deadliest drugs of all. And you don't have to worry about elevated cholesterol anyway. In fact, low cholesterol is a significant problem. And low cholesterol is a cause of many deaths, especially deaths from suicide and from mood changes, because cholesterol is involved in brain function.
You would have heard me talk about that, right? The link between statin drugs and dementia, Alzheimer's, because they lower the cholesterol levels in the brain, and your brain is mostly cholesterol. You would have heard me talk about that, the fact that the white matter of your brain, called the myelin, is 90% cholesterol. And so when you take a statin drug to lower cholesterol, then you end up oftentimes having cognitive problems. And the truth be told, elevated cholesterol and triglycerides is a result of a blood sugar imbalance. Blood sugar imbalance is what leads to elevated cholesterol and triglycerides, which goes back to what we've just learned about the connection between refined carbs and sugar and the browning effect and what that is doing to your body. You see, it's all interconnected. Your body is this incredible, intelligent, interconnected system. And the biggest problem is that when you go to the MD, they don't see it that way. They only focus on specific symptoms. So you go with high cholesterol, and instead of trying to figure out what is causing the cholesterol to be elevated, what do? They put you on a statin drug to lower the cholesterol. But that leads to other problems because it is an interconnected system. I honestly get very grieved when I hear of people passing away from things like type 2 diabetes. That's so unnecessary. So unnecessary for anybody to be dying from type 2 diabetes in 2021. That's an unnecessary death. Because all that person needed was nutrition. Chromium and vanadium. That's all they needed. Well, in addition to, all the other nutrients that our bodies need. We believe that you need 90 nutrients every single day just to function. But on top of that, chromium and vanadium are the two minerals that address blood sugar imbalances. So as opposed to putting somebody on a drug that only deals with a symptom, our approach is to give the body the nutrition it needs so it can fix itself. People, this applies to type 2 diabetes, it applies to high blood pressure, it applies to heart disease, it applies to cancer, it applies to lupus, it applies to COVID-19. I could go on and on and on. Your body has an immune system that will work if you give it the building blocks it needs to do so. And we call those building blocks 90 essential nutrients. Give your body what it needs to function, and it will function. And you will be among the 90, how much percentage of people have had COVID and beat it? 95%, 96%? Have beat this thing? Probably more. You'd be among that number. And again, I ask the question, why are we not focusing on the healthy and figuring out what their bodies have and introducing that to the bodies of the people who don't have it? Figuring out why the healthy's immune system is working and able to fight this thing off and applying that to those who are not healthy. Why are we not hearing that? Again, people, if you're going on a hunt, don't take a poodle. The poodle may be cute and have a nice pedigree, but it can't help you in the hunt. We taking the wrong dog to the hunt. These people don't know what they're doing. Yes, they have MD behind their name, and I am not, I say it every time, I am not disparaging medical doctors. They play a very important role when it comes to trauma. But when it comes to long-term chronic disease, these people out of their element. Clearly, they don't know what. Let me stop. Let me stay focused. Delta, they're laughing at me because I digress sometimes. But the strategy is not working, people. It's not working. It's not working. So, again, the definition of insanity is you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And every single time you're going back looking for a different result. You crazy. You loco. You crazy. But yet that's what we're doing when it comes to chronic disease and things like COVID-19. That's what we're doing. It's not working. Now we're hearing the vaccine alone will not be enough. Well, my God, I've been preaching that for over a year. I've been talking about that for over a year. You putting all your baskets in a vaccine, and then when another strain of the thing come around, you realize, okay, that vaccine didn't work, so now let's try guess what one coming around next, and then let's create a vaccine for that one. That's what they do with the flu shot every year. That's all the flu shot is. They try to guess which strain of the flu is coming on next, and they put it in a vaccine, and they stick in you every year. I don't take the flu shot, and I don't get the flu. Why? Because I have a functioning immune system. I'm not saying everybody's immune system is as strong as mine. There are people out there who have comorbidities. I get that. And this is why I say, let's focus on making those people, getting those people healthier. I ain't telling you, don't take the vaccine. I don't intend to take it. But I ain't telling you, don't take it. All I'm saying is, don't believe that that is the only answer. Because it is not. Because if your body is not well before you take it, it's not a magic wand that's going to make everything wonderful. Yeah, they say it will stop you from getting so sick that you won't have to be hospitalized. So then explain to me how these breakthrough cases are happening, where people are fully vaccinated and still end up in ICU. Explain that to me, please. Maybe if they had taken some time to try to get people healthier, we wouldn't be seeing these breakthrough cases. Just maybe. Just maybe. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I think, maybe if they'd spend some time trying to strengthen these people's immune system and get them healthier, maybe we wouldn't be seeing these breakthrough cases. So let's look at a couple of your comments. Sharon, hey Sora. Sharon Poitier says, big money in being sick, big pharma making money. Plenty of it too, Sora. Plenty of it. Plenty of it. This ain't no little bit of money we talking about. Helen, all the way from Greece. Hey, Helen. Thanks for watching. She says, good morning, Sister Michelle. Good morning, Helen, all the way from Greece. Appreciate you being here. Anton Wallace says, the pharmaceutical companies are one of the biggest and wealthiest lobbyist group in the U.S. The goal is not to cure, but to temporarily relieve the symptoms. Our own PM has just said in Parliament moments ago, basically, no vaccine, no access. What? No access to what? Oh, I got to go check that out. See, I on the air, so I missing it. No access to what? Lord, I warned y'all about that too last year. When I was in another place, I told you all the time could come and they can tell y'all you can't travel, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't walk it. Y'all watch it. They can soon tell y'all can't go in the food, so y'all can't. They think this a game. If you're thinking, if you have common sense, you will see that there's something that's just not adding up here. It's not adding up. Doris says, I remember a couple of years ago, the then Minister of Health asked advice from some of the health professionals about diet and health. He had said that they were looking at changing the breadbasket items to more healthy items like nuts, soy milk. Soy milk is not healthy, by the way. Whole grains, etc. Whole grains is not healthy, by the way, as we now know, certain of them. I was excited, and then after a while, nothing more was said. So the poor continued to have white flour, rice, sugar, canned goods, and as so-called breadbasket items. I knew that because of who brings the foods in. That was going to, the message was a little too long, Doris, so that it cut off the rest of your message. But yeah, it's all lip service. Oh, we want to. I remember when the former minister said that. And what happened to that plan? There's no money in making you healthy. Money is made when you're sick. And so, like my client, they would prefer to keep you on a medication for 40 years. It ain't gonna never heal you. It's just managing your illness. And that is the problem. We have to go beyond managing illness and try to get people healthy and healed. I agree, Sharon. Sharon said it should be a two-pronged approach, prevention and cure. Agreed. Okay, so you need to remember that there are two essential nutrients and one non-essential nutrient, and the one essential nutrient is the one, like we said earlier, that is on the food pyramid, and they're telling you that you need to have 6 to 8 servings a day, which is just ludicrous. So you can see the problem with that, right? Your body is making this thing, but they're telling you need to have 6 to 8 servings a day. Why? If you learn nothing else today, I want you to walk away from this show understanding that protein and fats are essential, good fats, not fried foods, all right? And you go, buy all the French fries in the world. No, we would have talked last week about healthy fats. So protein and healthy fats are essential, but carbs are not. Refined carbs are not essential to the body. So the idea is for us to lower the amount or eliminate the amount of refined carbohydrates from your diet. Now, it is very important to say this. Again, we're not saying to eliminate carbs from your diet. Why? Because there are better sources of carbohydrates. Let's go to clip number 4.
Carbohydrates are an important nutrient, but the carbohydrates that we want are the carbohydrates that come from vegetables. And let me tell you something, folks. You can't possibly eat enough vegetables, raw vegetables, or slightly steamed. They're the most powerful food on the planet. And we need to be eating lots of them. Every meal, for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Every meal. And by the way, let me say this, as far as protein goes, every single meal should begin with a little bit of protein. If you begin every meal with protein, you will eat less. And the best way that you can live a long, healthy life is to eat less. There's something that scientists call today the CRAN diet, which stands for calorie restriction with adequate nutrition. The less you eat, the longer you live. And one of the best strategies you can employ for eating less is to start every meal with protein. Do you know what happens when you start every meal with carbohydrates, by the way? You want more. Your appetite increases. Because one of the things that insulin does is it makes you hungry. Insulin makes you hungry. When you elevate your insulin levels, you feel hungry. Restaurants know this. Why do you think they start you off with a nice big basket of bread before the meal? So you'll eat more. You'll be hungrier. Protein has the opposite effect. Protein increases something called glucagon, which is the antagonist of insulin. If insulin makes you hungry, glucagon makes you full. Insulin causes storage, glucagon causes energy production. So if you begin every meal with protein, you'll eat less. Other good times to do your protein are after you exercise. After you exercise, your body wants to just suck up protein the way a dry sponge sucks up water. So begin every meal with protein. Make sure you're getting fats in every meal, and eat a lot less refined carbohydrates, hopefully no refined carbohydrates.
So I proved that, right? After the show last week, I made a conscious effort to start the day with protein, and at the same time to take my EFAs, my essential fatty acids. And what was happening before is, we have in Youngevity, there's a product called Essential Ultimate EFAs, which gives you omega-3, 6, and 9. And you're supposed to take 3 a day. Well, I would take 1 in the morning, and then forget the other 2 for the rest of the day. So clearly I wasn't getting sufficient EFAs in my diet, essential fatty acids in my diet. So after the show last week, I started making sure that instead of eating that cereal for breakfast, because it was quick and I could, just quickly eat it and run out the house, I made a conscious effort to start having protein in my breakfast as opposed to the refined carbs. And I take 2 of my EFA capsules with that meal. And doggone it, I don't get hungry the rest of the day. I'm not, looking to grab the first thing that I could grab because I'm not hungry. And I was like, this thing really works. So if you're one of those people who are looking to lose weight, make sure that you start with good, clean, lean protein for breakfast, and make sure you're getting essential fats in there. Because the essential fats, as we learned last week, will tell your body, okay, you're good, you don't need any more fat, and then you won't be craving fried foods. You won't be craving chips. It's amazing. I've tested it all of last week. I said, I'm going to really try this, and I did, and it made a huge difference. So start your day with protein, not with the refined carbs in the cereal. Yeah, the cereal is quick and easy, but it makes you hungrier. So start in the morning with some good protein and some unrefined carbs like greens, and then throw in a couple of essential fatty acid capsules in there. Make sure you're getting your essential healthy fats, and you would be surprised as to how that will carry you through the day. And I'm not saying, you shouldn't be eating sufficient meals, because you have to, in order to keep your metabolism moving, you got to eat a certain amount of meals. If you starve yourself, then that's another way to hold on to fat. You're thinking that you are, you're doing something good towards your weight loss by not eating, and that's exactly what you don't need to do. And I'll explain that on another show. But and I've proven this, if you start your day with good lean protein, like I say, throw in some healthy carbs in there, not the starchy carbs, and you throw in some EFAs, you'd be amazed, because again, your body makes you hungry because it's scanning. It's looking for those 90 essential nutrients. Remember we talked about this? And so it sends you out to go eat. It scans, it says, okay, we're missing this, we're missing that, but okay, you need to go eat something. And when you're craving fatty foods, it's because you're not getting sufficient fats, healthy fats in your diet. So your body tells you, go eat something fatty. But once you give your body what it needs, then your body won't crave these things anymore. It's a remarkable system. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking about 7 strategies for healthy living
And today we are in chapter 3 of the Book of Nutrition, Carbohydrates, and maybe we will get to chapter 4 depending on the time. So stay with us.
Dress, hats off, looking like I walked out of catalog. Everybody wanna know where I got it from. Catwalk, 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 boutique, where we make fashion statements. Catwalk, boutique, where we make fashion statements.
For the latest styles in women's clothing and accessories, visit Catwalk Boutique on Robertson Road East at the Helron Plaza. At Catwalk Boutique, we make fashion statements.
Looking for an extraordinary junior high school with caring, qualified staff and affordable tuition? Then come visit us at Elite School of Excellence, an affiliate of First Step Academy. ABECA-focused and Ministry of Education approved, we foster discipline, integrity, and wisdom while molding our students for success. Call us at 341-8846 or stop by First Step Academy schools on Fire Trail and Soldy Roads for more information.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
Escape from the city life to Bacon Air Beach Resort in Pirateswell, Mayaguana. Relax in one of 16 air-conditioned rooms just steps away from the ocean. Enjoy scrumptious dishes in our waterfront dining room. Sip on a tropical cocktail, or if you must, stay connected with wireless internet. Nestled on one of the most beautiful beaches in the Bahamas, Bacon Air Beach Resort offers a unique vacation experience. For reservations, call 339-3726 or 463-0182.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. It's a Wellness Wednesday, and that means we're talking about health and well-being today. And this is part 2 of a series that I began last week called The 7 Strategies of Healthy Living. And we are breaking down nutrition into 7 chapters. And last week we began with chapters 1 and 2, protein and healthy fats. And today we're looking at chapter 3, carbohydrates, and maybe we will get to chapter 4 depending on how quickly we get through this. If you have any questions, we would love to hear from you. Our telephone number is 328-3543, 328-3543, and the text number is 328-2543. 328-2543 is the text line, and of course you can also put your comments on Facebook, on our live stream, and we will read a couple of your comments. Speaking of which,
Let's do so right now. So Romel says, we need to grow our own food in the backyard. I hope they don't make that illegal for us. No, they're actually encouraging that, and that's a good thing. So yeah, that's a very good thing. Just make sure that when you do grow your own foods, you enhance your soil with minerals, because that will make the foods even more flavorful, full of nutrition, and it'll increase your yield. Y'all would have seen, I think it was last week's show when I showed the video from my pastor's wife's backyard garden where the cassava was longer than his leg. So yeah. So Raja says, good morning, everyone. Michelle, please do a show on farms locally. What is used to care for crops, the regulations, why no labeling on if crops are organic in stores. Okay. Raja, you're asking what farms do I recommend? I actually go to the farmers market, and you can talk to the farmers directly there. Some of them do have where you can actually come and visit their farms. So that's what I recommend you do. Go to the farmers market and have a direct conversation with the farmers yourself. Okay, let's see. Jeanette says, name some healthy carbs. Well, ironically, Jeanette, that's what we're going to do in this next segment. We're going to talk about where to find those healthy carbs. Claudette says, which EFA do you use? I use something called Ultimate EFA, which is by Longevity. And so that's what I use. It has omega-3, 6, and 9 in there. All right, so let's talk about these healthy carbs. Well, I want to read one text before I go there. It says, Michelle, I see and agree with most of your points, but I think always combining the topics of healthy nutrition, and the COVID vaccine is not necessary, and it takes away from the message of general health. I respectfully disagree. Every health advice cannot keep being tied back to how you feel about the vaccine. This has nothing to do with how I feel about the vaccine. Some healthy listeners do believe in vaccines, but I also like your strategies of healthy living. We should separate these topics. Great show. I totally disagree with you, Texter. You cannot separate the two because they are both interconnected when it comes to health. And, this has nothing to do with my personal feeling. It has to do with science. So, I'm not telling you not to take the vaccine. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not telling you that at all. All I'm saying is, don't think that that is the only answer to this problem, because that alone is not enough. It's not enough. You have to nutrify your body. Bottom line. There is no, why do I, tie the two? You have to. And that's the whole point that I'm making. We're trying to ignore nutrition when it comes to that whole question of fighting coronavirus. And I think that is a mistake. And that's the point that I've been trying to make. Okay, so let's get back to these healthy carbs. There is a way to get healthy carbs in your diet. There is a better source of did we play clip number 4 already? We did. Okay, so you would have heard that in the clip then. He talked about healthy carbs being in vegetables. So leafy green vegetables is where you would find your healthy carbs. Okay, so vegetables is an excellent source. And I know some of y'all feel like y'all are allergic to vegetables, but that's a really good source for the person who asked of how to find healthy carbs. Okay, so 1208, let's go to chapter 4 in the book of nutrition and how to live a healthier lifestyle through nutrition. And this chapter is all about fiber. Fiber is a type of carbohydrate, but it is a very misunderstood type of carbohydrate. So hopefully we're going to bring you some information today that will help you to understand the different types of fiber and how they function in the body, because fiber is a very important part of your overall well-being. There are 2 types of fiber. You would have heard it, perhaps. Soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. The role of fiber in the body is to flush toxins through your body. I want you to imagine it's like a broom. And the job of that broom is to sweep all of the bad stuff out of the body. So that's the role of fiber. It's to create that flushing mechanism to flush all the bad stuff, all of the toxins out of your body. And so just like in a house, if you're living in a house and you don't, sweep every now and again, that dirt is going to build up and build up. And if you never sweep, and eventually you're going to have yourself a bit of a problem. So in the same way, fiber acts as a broom. And fiber is the thing that sweeps the system. It's a part of the thing that sweeps your system out. That's the importance of fiber. So this is one of the reasons why when you are getting adequate fiber in your diet, it helps you to become more regular, because that's getting that stuff out of your system. So let's go to clip number 5, which talks about the role of fiber in the body.
Fiber keeps you regular. Fiber keeps you regular. We need to be regular, because if we're not regular, toxins build up in the lower digestive tract. And you know what happens then is they putrefy in the lower digestive tract. And colorectal cancer is the #2 cancer killer in this country. And cultures that eat a lot of fiber don't get colorectal cancer, because fiber flushes everything through. The term we give the time it takes for a food to go in your mouth and out the other end is called transit time. And you want to have a transit time of about 12 to 24 hours. You can test your own transit time by eating some charcoal capsules or drinking some beet juice and seeing how long it is before your stools turn red or black. It should be between 12 and 24 hours. If it's not, you can be pretty sure you're not getting enough fiber, because one of the things fiber does is it moves everything through. And by not enough fiber, I mean 50 to 60 grams of fiber every day. A teaspoon has about 5 grams. So we're talking 10 to 12 teaspoons of fiber every day. The recommended daily allowance of fiber is 25 grams. Most of us are lucky to get 5 grams of fiber. One of the main reasons carbohydrates are such a problem is because there's no fiber in them. And fiber slows up the release of sugar. One of the best healthcare strategies that you can employ, get yourself a little coffee grinder. It costs $10 or $15. And then go to the health food store and get a bunch of flax seeds and sunflower seeds, and every morning put them in the coffee grinder, press a little button, and you got the most delicious tasting fiber you can imagine. It's a lot cheaper than Metamucil and a lot better for you. And if you do it with flax, you're getting essential fatty acids, and you're getting protein, and you're getting vitamins in addition to your fiber. And then you take that fiber and you sprinkle it on everything, especially your carbohydrate foods. Your cereals, your yogurts, your ice cream, anything with carbohydrates in it will have the sugar slowed up by the fiber. Does that make sense? You just sprinkle it on everything, and it tastes delicious on top of that. And if you mix it with a little essential fatty acid, you can make a nice spread. And you can spread it on vegetables, you can spread it on fruits, and you can make sure that you're getting enough fiber.
So I have to try that spread idea. That's a really innovative way to get your EFAs in, if you try that. So I think I'm gonna try that and see how that works out. But it's always better to go natural as opposed to refined. And so you would have noticed that he said that if you do, the natural with the sunflower seeds, that it's better for you than Metamucil, because Metamucil would be, refined. And so your goal is to try to get everything that your body needs from natural sources, plant-derived, as opposed to something that's manufactured or refined. You always want to look for plant-derived supplements. And this is what separates the sheep from the goat as it relates to why some supplements, some people are spending money buying supplements over the counter, but it's not helping them with their health. They're not getting any healthier. And that's because those supplements, 9 times out of 10, are not plant derived. They are manufactured from minerals in their raw state as opposed to plant derived minerals. And so the body can't break it down. And so it's very, very important that you look to plant sources to give your body what it needs, okay, as opposed to something manufactured. And I know it's real easy to go out and buy Metamucil. That's easy, as opposed to what he just described. You have to put effort into that. But at the end of the day, It should be about what's better for you, what's better for your body. And you always want to go with plant-derived sources when you're talking about what's good for you and what's not good for you. Okay, so Terry says, I'm afraid that we have been socially engineered to avoid the sun, hence an increase in diseases, especially in the winter months. I think that's what you intended to say. Sun is a great source of vitamin D. So vitamin D is obviously very important to health. So we got to get fiber in our diets, people. But again, you want the type of fiber makes a difference. You want to be eating more foods that contain fiber, as opposed to just running to buy the stuff over the counter. So your next question will probably be, so what foods should you be eating to get more fiber in your diet? Well, before we go there, did we play clip 6 already? Okay, let's go to clip 6. So clip 6 is going to explain to you one of the main things that fiber does, which is providing energy for your colon. I bet you didn't know that your colon needs energy, but it does. And that's one of the main things that fiber does for your colon. Let's go to clip number 6.
It is made from fiber. You can't get it in very many foods, but your body can make it if you eat enough fiber. For women, fiber helps stabilize estrogen. Actually, for men too, for everybody. Too much estrogen, estrogenization, is one of the major health issues that we face as a society. Too much estrogen causes estrogenic cancers. Breast cancer, for example, is a result of too much estrogen. Endometrial cancer, all the female cancers, prostate cancer can be caused by too much estrogen. We're over-estrogenized. Too much estrogen comes from meat because farmers feed meat estrogen to make them fat. Too much estrogen comes from milk because the cows have estrogen that goes into the milk. Plastics, when they're heated, release estrogens, estrogen-like compounds. Pesticides release estrogen-like compounds. Many of the chemicals that are in our culture, and by the way, we have 70,000 chemicals now, most of which did not exist 100 years ago, act like estrogen in the body. There was a whole article in Time magazine, some people may have seen, how little girls are reaching puberty at an earlier and earlier age. There are whole species that are becoming extinct because they're becoming infertile. In fact, infertility in humans is a problem now, all because of too much estrogen. We're swimming in estrogen, the wrong kinds of estrogen. And one of the best ways that we can protect ourselves from estrogen is by increasing fiber, because fiber flushes estrogen through. Fiber also supports the body's detoxifying system. So one of the best ways you can detoxify your body is to increase your fiber content.
All right, y'all got that? Bottom line is we got to get the foods, the healthier foods that contain the fiber that our bodies need so that we can detoxify. Because, you know how many people are walking around who haven't gone to the bathroom in days? And that stuff is just sitting in there. Not a good thing. I actually know of at least one person, maybe two, who has actually died from not being able to get rid of that stuff. It's nothing to play with, y'all. Now, y'all got to understand, I'm on the air, so I can't hear what the Prime Minister is saying. I can't wait to go and watch it later on. But Paula says, sitting here in Norway, listening to the PM is very disturbing. In my opinion, it is pure blackmail. Really don't understand how he can make this decision on his own. Again, I'm on the air, y'all, so I can't be listening to the Prime Minister right now. So I don't know what he's saying. Anton said, he said something about no vaccine, no access. Y'all think I talking to him myself. I tell you a long time that's where they was going with this. But y'all say I'm a conspiracy theorist. Wake up, people. See what's going on in your country and around the world, really. It's not just the Bahamas. They gotta, toe in, they gotta, how the saying go? They have to toe the line. They toe in the line. But that is the direction that they're pushing us. They can try to force you to take this thing. They say they're mandatory, but they can make your life very uncomfortable if you don't. And to me, it's hypocritical. Because they know that this is not the answer. They know that. And if they don't know, they need to go find out. Why are they ignoring nutrition? Why are they ignoring strengthening your immune system? Why are they ignoring that? Why? What is really going on here? Wake up, people. And for those of you who say, oh, you shouldn't be talking about the two, I don't see how you expect me to separate the two. Because COVID is all about our health. We got to be concerned about nutrition when it comes to that. So Mark says, Michelle Malcolm looks amazing. What is she eating? I asked my friend Michael Storr, how is it that she looks so young? 30 years ago, I was about 20 years, and she was about 19 to 20 now. She looks about 25, some 30 years later. Michael, what's going on? I think you mean Michael Storr, my cousin. And I've been trying to get my family on this nutrition kick, and plenty of them think I'm crazy. Some of them ain't listening to me either. I ain't taking it personal though. But it's nutrition, people. It's nutrition. It's nutrition. It's nutrition. Once you give your body the nutrition it needs, my God, your body's an amazing, incredible machine. Incredible machine. Incredible system. Intelligent system that will work again. But you have to give it the support it needs to work, people. You have to. You know, I talk to people all the time about this stuff, and some of them say, well, I don't believe in that. Well, you don't have to believe in it, but your body don't care about what you believe in when it comes to, to it functioning. You need to give it what it needs to function, whether you believe in it or not. That's like people who say, I don't believe in God, like that affecting God. Just because you don't believe in God don't mean God don't exist. That on you. You understand what I'm saying? So just because you don't believe nutrition can cause you to regrow cartilage, don't stop it from regrowing cartilage in people who take the nutrition. That on you. Same concept. I don't believe in God, so you think that affecting God, eh? You walk around and in your ignorance and your arrogance, like you not believing in God affects God. How about now? Like Adrian would say. Same thing with nutrition. You ain't got to believe in it for it to work. Claudette says, Michelle, I think the doctors might know better, but because of greed and making money with their lies, giving you foolishness to get rid of symptoms instead of getting to the bottom of what's causing the symptoms, bunch of hypocrites. Well, here's the thing, though. And in fairness to them, they haven't been trained in nutrition. In fairness to them, some of them just don't know no better because they have not been trained in nutrition. And so they only have been trained in what they've been trained in, which is allopathic reductionist medicine. And so I don't think it's a matter of them not, you could go to some doctors. I've had some clients who take their the nutritional products that they're taking to the doctors for the doctors to see what they're doing, and the doctor tells them, oh, you're wasting your time with that. That ain't gonna help you. Because they don't know no better. Now, one of the problems I have is their arrogance. Some of them real arrogant. But yet, they keeping you on medication for 40 years. So clearly, if your system was that good, then why the person still taking that medication 40 years later? Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Malcolm.
Good morning.
And how you doing? That text is correct. You look like your product. But I just wanted to stress the fact that, we had mentioned these scenarios over a year ago on your show, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first time these people would have learned about antigenic shift. they may have heard it from me, right? Now, we know this biosecurity paradigm that's about to be created, but what is hurtful to me is that ICANN, right? ICANN issued a statement on the U.S. You saw the case with Robert Kennedy Jr. won the vaccine debate case in the Supreme Court, right?
Yes.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has admitted that in direct violation of federal law, it failed to provide a single vaccinated safety report to Congress for the past 30 years, according to the Informed Consent Action Network, which is ICANN, that's the acronym.
Right.
After 8 months of stonewalling, following the Freedom of the Information Act, the report was supposed to be, it was adjudicated before by this doctor, along with Dr. Paul Soucy. This is a peer review study. And what I'm saying is this is actually on Google. And so this is 30 years from 1988. And so they admitted that the reports didn't even exist. So they didn't even do the report. They're supposed to submit a safety report and updates on vaccine efficacy and safety every 2 years. They hadn't done it from 1988. This is being adjudicated. I'm not listening to I don't not listening to the PM statement. I was listening to you, right? But what is sad, right, Ms. Malcolm, is Dr. Nakia Forbes just come out and admit what me and you was talking about from a year and a half ago about antigenic shift and drift.
Exactly.
And they're duping us and scaring us with variants. Variants is just another. All these viruses, RNA viruses, DNA viruses, all of them have the same amino acids. It's just that the arrangement of these amino acids. These little variants in a short space of time, are phenotypical. They really have nothing to do with our immune response. They're downplaying professionals like Dr. Dolores Cahill and Dr. Gert van den Bosch and Dr. Wolfgang. I appreciate if you could get Dr. Dolores Cahill on. I love that lady. And so the fact that these people have PhDs in genetics and all that, you need various disciplines. So I'm not even buying into these disingenuous information they're giving to the American people. We all being duped because, like I said, it's going to be a perpetual vaccine paradigm that they're going to create. Because Mr. Gates had already said they're making a market for vaccine, and you still have to get vaccinated every year under these new variants, right? But they're downplaying what you've been saying all along. The innate immune response and the non-specific antibodies from the innate immune response is more robust, and they know this. And so what they're doing is they're destroying the natural non-specific antibody response or the specific antibody response from the induced vaccination. The science is so complicated, right, Ms. Malcolm? The pundits don't even understand it. That's why you need an epidemiologist with a PhD and people like Dr. Dolores Cahill, Dr. Wolfgang, Dr. Gert van den Bosch. Ms. Malcolm, God help us all. I'm very upset, right? And you know that, right? You know I speak emotion. That's only my only problem, right? But I want you to keep up the good work. I'm listening to you. I don't even want to hear what the PM has to say because it's nothing more hurtful than when you actually know what's coming. And then the people are lambasting people like me and you, C. Allen and the like.
Oh, you
right?
an anti-vaxxer. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Listen, hold on, Ms. Malcolm, I'm cutting you off. Dr. Gert van den Bosch.
This is a man who made vaccines.
Yes. But he only speaks out against this mRNA vaccination. He's not an anti-vaxxer. He works for GlaxoSmithKline.
Right.
Bill and Melinda Gates
He works for Bill Gates, yeah.
But Ms. Malcolm, I don't know what's going on, but I hope the BME people learn. The other day I was having a conversation with a scientist on the radio. If I'm bold enough to have a conversation with a scientist who Dom is bragging about, that means I know what I'm talking about. So, if someone texts, they wish the scientist had burst my bubble, but the lady actually gave me accolades as to what I was saying. And so, I notice when I have conversations with these professionals, I get a better response than the sheep. Have a good day, Ms. Malcolm.
All right. Thanks so much for calling, 52. Okay. I want to read a text. Claudette says, I have a brother that's taking insulin for stage 3 diabetes. What can be done for him to get him off that insulin? We got to get the right nutrition in his body, Claudette. So that's all it is. He just needs the right nutritional combination. I think you have my contacts already, so just hit me up and I will tell you what he needs to do. All right. Jason says, as I indicated before, my wife of 21 years ago, after having our last daughter, she was diagnosed with high blood pressure and asthma for years. She's been on Codovian, an inhaler, which made her put on weight, body pain, and other complications. We just started longevity less than 2 weeks and drinking and taking the minerals. All I can say is, wow, less than 1 week, she lost 4 pounds and became pain-free. We love our products and will not change them. Thank you, Ms. Malcolm. Glad to hear you guys are having success, Jason. And let me tell you, man, I have seen people heal from the most doctors telling them they have to have surgery for this and surgery for the next and all. I say, man, just take some nutrition. Give your body a chance to work. And they start taking the nutrition, and then they don't need the surgery. Body regenerating itself because you gave it the tools it needed to do so. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, if nothing else you get from this today, understand that it is your responsibility. You can't rely on nobody else to do it for you. It is your responsibility to educate yourself about how your body works. Give your body the support it needs to function. And when you do that, it will function. I don't care how far gone you are, it will function. But you gotta give your body what it needs to work. And truth be told, I don't believe that there's any pharmaceutical in the world that is more potent than a functioning body. If your body is functioning the way it was designed to function, ain't no pharmaceutical in the world that is as intelligent as the system that God created. None. None. Your body's a healing machine. Was designed to heal, it wants to heal, it's trying to heal, but can only do so when you give it the building blocks, the support, the nutrient it needs to do so. And you will be amazed at how quickly your body will turn around once you start to give it what it needs. Let's take our final break, and then when we come back, we're going to look at the next chapter, which is chapter 5 in this series of chapters on nutrition. Stay with us. This is GPS.
Glory 93.9 FM. We're chasing after God's glory.
Ocean blue is the best in seafood, fresh out the water and affordable too, We got fish, conch, lobster, shrimp, everything you want. Ocean blue got it. Ocean blue, friendly and clean, best service you ever seen. Ocean blue is the best in seafood, fresh out the water and affordable too, Ocean blue seafood, we are here for you. Ocean blue seafood, no one else will do. Ocean Blue Seafood, located on Burnett Road. Contact us at 393-2160.
At the Shirley Street Plaza, you'll find Le Petit Gourmet, a small cafe that's big on flavor. Handcrafted delights made with love will not only please your palate, but feed your soul. Call us at 394-1251. 8 to 12 minutes is all it takes for a burglar to rob your home or business. Security Systems International provides professional and affordable solutions for both. Call 396-5000 for your customized quote. Gwen's Alterations provides professional services for all your tailoring needs, including face masks to keep you safe and in style. A stitch in time saves 9. So call us today at 393-6227.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Youngevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Youngevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. It's a Wellness Wednesday, people. So you know what that means. We're talking health and wellness, 7 strategies for healthy living. And we are about to go into chapter 5 of 7 chapters on what you should be doing. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors, because listen, guys, if y'all love this show, understand that it cannot exist without sponsors. Sponsors help to keep us on the air. So I want you to support the sponsors on this show. So if you're looking for a place to go and have some lunch, why not check out Le Petit Gourmet in the Shirley Street Plaza. And while you're there, if you get a little rip in your dress, you could check out Gwen's alterations. And Gwen is very quick, fast, and efficient. And she's also a source where you can go and get some of those decorative masks. So definitely go check out Gwen. And then, you can stop into Security Systems International. If you haven't already gotten a security system for your home and your business, definitely check them out. They have amazing packages that are great for all needs as it relates to security. So definitely check out those 3 of our sponsors in the Shirley Street Plaza. Again, Le Petit Gourmet, Gwen's Alterations, and Security Systems International. And of course, a big shout out to Executive Printers. That would be Mr. Pierre DePuch's company. Thank you, Mr. DePuch, once again for your continued support. I really do appreciate you so much. So if for all your printing needs, go and check out Executive Printers on Jerome Avenue and let them take care of you. Okay. So let me read a couple more of your comments. Let's see. What do we have here? This is Jason again. Jason says, I too spent 14 years in the medical field as an EMT, injured my back, had to get transferred, and was told by my doctor that I needed back surgery. Taking glucogel less than 2 weeks, no more pain. People, I'm a product of my product. From longevity, these minerals work, and I'm living testimony. Thank God I can go for a day with no back pain. Wonderful. This stuff is real, man. It's a real deal. Okay, so Claudette says, longevity products do work. My son is living proof. Thanks to Miss Malcolm. Thanks to Michelle for her help. Very informative show. I'm always looking forward to Wednesdays. I'm loving it. If somebody's asking if the show is live today, well, yeah, that's how you're watching it. We're coming to you live, and you're watching the live stream on Facebook, Anastasia. But for those of you, some people say sometimes, I couldn't listen because I was at work. The show is streamed live on Facebook and YouTube, so it's always there. You can go back and check it later on if you can't listen to it live. And make sure you like and share the show. Like and share the show, people. Please let people know. We got to get this information out, y'all. We have to get this information out because people need to know. Okay. So the final chapter we're going to deal with today is chapter number 5. And that chapter is water. Water. Plain, old, simple water. Now, this may come as a surprise, but water is one of the most powerful nutrients that you have at your disposal. Plain water. And when you don't get sufficient water, believe me when I tell you, bad things start to happen to your body. Let's go to that final clip, please.
When we don't have enough water, our tissue shrivels up, especially our joint tissue. And one of the main results of dehydration is the pain of arthritis, the pain of joint disease. Now, has anybody's doctor said to them when they came in and complained of arthritis, well, you need to be drinking water? No. Okay, we get aspirin, we get Motrin, we get drugs. By the way, do you know 16,000 people a year die from Motrin, from gastric bleeding? Do you know every day in this country a child is killed by aspirin overdose? Aspirin and Motrin and Tylenol, which is a leading cause of liver problems and liver disease, are toxic drugs. They should be the alternatives. Water should be the primary form of medicine. Dyspepsia, pain, ulcer pain in the stomach, can be caused by lack of water. When you drink water, you thin your blood, so more blood gets to your brain, so you think more clearly. In fact, if you drink 2 full glasses of water in the morning tomorrow, when you get up, you'll have more energy almost right away, because water allows more blood to flow into the brain for more energy. Cold water is a great weight loss tool, because your body has to heat the cold water to body temperature, and it causes you to burn calories. Drinking a gallon of cold water every day is a great way to lose weight. You want to be urinating every 2 hours. If you're not, you're going into dehydration, and guess what? You're dehydrated before you're thirsty. You won't notice that you're dehydrated until it's too late. You want to drink even when you're not thirsty. You want to drink like it's medicine. You want to drink water like it's medicine. When you want water, when your body wants water, it just wants water. It doesn't want anything else. And most water from municipal water plants contain lots of other things. Lots. In fact, if you go buy a humidifier at the department store and you read the instructions, it says, don't use tap water. And guess what? If tap water isn't good enough for your humidifier, it's not good enough for you. If it'll clog up your humidifier, and it will, I did an experiment. I decided, well, what would happen if I ran some tap water through my humidifier? You wouldn't believe what was on that filter, folks. Okay, now remember, there are 70,000 chemicals out there that didn't exist 100 years ago, and they're all in the water. And the water treatment plants that are supposed to be treating for these chemicals treat maybe 10 or 12 of those 70,000 chemicals. Most of those chemicals are in our rivers from fertilizer runoff and from toxic runoff, and to this day there's industrial plants that are spewing their toxins into our water. There's no appropriate percentage of toxins in your water. None. Zero.
All right, so you got to get good, clean water. It's important that the water is good, clean water. Okay, I personally drink alkaline water, but if you do drink alkaline water, you have to be careful not to drink alkaline water with your food, because the alkaline water will make the acid less effective in your stomach, and that's not a good idea. We've covered that in the show before. Now, my producer is telling me that I missed one of my clips on fiber. He tells me that I missed clip number 7, which is going to tell us about foods with fiber. I really thought I'd call for that, but let's go to it now.
Fibrous foods are going to be your vegetables and your fruits, and to a lesser extent your grains. Fiber comes in 2 kinds. Soluble fiber is the kind of fiber that's in apples and pears. It swells when it hits liquid. It fills you up. Guar gum, for example, is a classic soluble fiber. Soluble fibers are a great diet tool because they fill you up. If you think you're going out to a party and you're going to eat a lot, take some fiber, some guar gum, for example, or some pectin. It'll fill you up. Insoluble fiber is the kind of fiber that's in celery. It's like wiry fiber. And insoluble fiber is the broom fiber that sweeps everything out. And you need both kinds, insoluble fiber and soluble fiber. The flax and the sunflower seed that I was telling about earlier has both kinds. That's why it's such an important health tool. Okay, you want to make sure you're regular, and fiber can help that. That's because health, one of the main parameters of health, is how regular you are. And fiber is the most important tool for keeping you regular.
And then right behind that is water. Because if you're taking too much fiber, or you're getting more fiber and you're not getting sufficient water, then you're going to have a challenge, because the water helps to move things along as well. You know that the body is mostly water. I'm sure you're all aware of that. Your body is mostly water. And so water is extremely important for you to be healthy. And this is why intermittent fasting is good, or fasting on the whole is a good thing. When you fast for extended periods, it is amazing how it can help to regulate your system, to help to flush out toxins and move you closer to better health. And so you don't want to ignore water. And I know some of you all say, "Oh, water tastes bad." That's just because you're not used to drinking it, because you have gotten your taste buds so accustomed to the sugary stuff that you think water tastes bad. But it's not that it tastes bad. It's just that you've conditioned your taste buds to the sugar. And so you got to now get off of that, because we heard what the sugar is doing to your body. We know the sugar is not good. So you have to remove yourself from the sugary drinks and get used to the taste of water. And I will tell you, once you do that, There's nothing that tastes better than a glass of water, especially if you're thirsty. Now, he just said to us, don't wait till you get thirsty to drink it. Because by the time you're thirsty, that means that you are really dehydrated. You start to become dehydrated even before you drink water, before you become thirsty, I should say. So try to get, and I'm preaching to the choir right now because I know I don't drink as much water as I should be drinking. How much water should you be drinking? They say half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water per day. The more you weigh, the more water you need to be drinking. Okay? Half your body weight in ounces is how much water you should be drinking every day. Make sure it's good, clean water, people. That's very, very, very important. It has to be good, clean water. Anastasia says, 1 gallon of water. I found myself too full to eat my regular food. I know a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but I know a couple of people who are doing that 1 gallon of water thing. And I wish I could get up to that, honestly. My hairdresser at J.D. Edwards Salon, Sonia, she drinks a gallon of water every day, and her skin is flawless. Flawless. Because that's one of the benefits of drinking adequate amounts of water. It just helps to flush out the toxins out of your system. And your skin will be flawless. You won't have so many wrinkles. And, you can't get around not drinking adequate water. You got to drink enough water, okay? So I'm not going to try to introduce another chapter today. That's all I'm going to do today. But I want to spend the last couple minutes of the show going back to how I started the show, and that is talking about why it's important or why we should be focusing on healthy people or people with healthy immune systems as opposed to ignoring them and only putting all of our eggs in this one basket. Because the reason why I want to spend these last minutes of the show talking about that is because the Institute of Holistic Health, which is the institute through which I became a certified health coach, has come up with an initiative which is going to do just that. We're going to start to study clients who are getting the nutrition that their body needs and seeing what impact that nutrition is having on them, their overall health, their ability to get rid of comorbidities, and their immune system. And the idea is that we're going to be able to compile this information and then present it to whoever's listening. Whoever that, whether they listen or not, that's on them. But somebody has to do this work. Somebody has to do this work. They don't seem interested in doing it for whatever reason. Somebody has to do this work. And so we are starting a 90-day trial and the 90-day, there's not a start date and an end date per se. The 90-day is whatever date you start on the program, 90 days out from that. And then I guess after they get so many responses after a while, they'll be able to compile them all together. And I think let me not speak ahead of myself. I think it would be interesting if I could for us to present the findings here on this show. But I'll work on that. But we have this trial that we're starting, 90-day trial, observing clients who are going the route of nutrition, therapeutic nutrition, and seeing the impacts that is having on their body. So we have a great way of being able to tell what difference it's making, not just based on how somebody, what they think is happening in their bodies, but we have you would have heard me talk about it on the show before, the health evaluation system. And so the way the health evaluation system works is that you answer a series of questions, 4 sets of questions that are all, each of those sets of questions is reflective of one of the 4 categories of disease. So the idea is you answer these questions based on whatever symptoms you are experiencing. And then after 30 days on the program, you're reassessed. And then after the next 30 days, you're reassessed again. And then finally, after the final 30 days, you're reassessed. So you're assessed 4 times over 90 days. The initial evaluation before you even start the program, and then every 30 days thereafter. And it's a great way for us to compare your health score, your numbers, to see whether or not you have improved in the conditions that you were experiencing. And it's a way to show the relationship between the nutrition that you're introducing to your body and the improvement in your health. And so if you are interested in being a part of that trial, I want to invite you, those of you watching on Facebook, I have it pinned to the top of the my Facebook page, the official Michelle Malcolm Facebook page. It's pinned. The health evaluation link is pinned to the top of that page. So what I want you to do is I want you to fill out that health evaluation. And where it says, there's a point on the health evaluation that says, who referred you to this health evaluation? In that space, type 90-day trial. So I will know that you're interested in being a part of the 90-day trial. Okay? I want to encourage you to do that if you're interested. Because like I say, we're going to be observing clients over the next 90 days or, 90 days out from whenever they start. And you would have heard some of the testimonies on here already from people who are already seeing a difference within 2 weeks. I tell you, I talked to a client yesterday who had been on high blood pressure medication for 40 years without seeing the numbers that he is now seeing after less than 2 weeks on the program. So if you know anybody who is suffering from any chronic non-communicable disease like diabetes or high blood pressure or lupus or cancer or any blood sugar imbalances or any issues, I want to encourage you. If you are that person, or if you know a loved one who's battling something, I want to encourage you to become a part of this trial, because it could very well be the answer to prayer. A lot of us, I heard Adrian on his show today, talking about, people who are sick and all this kind of thing. And this could be the answer to your prayer. You've been praying for healing, but quite frankly, your body just needs nutrients. And God could heal you through the nutrients. So I want you to take advantage of this if you'd like to be a part of this trial. Again, the information for the health evaluation is pinned to the top of the official Michelle Malcolm page on Facebook. You can click onto that link and it'll take you right to the health evaluation form, and you fill it out digitally. You fill it out either on your phone or on your laptop. And I want to encourage you to, I can't book you, Anastasia. You have to do it through the health evaluation link. I can't book you. You have to just go and take that health evaluation. And I want to encourage those of you who do decide to be a part of it to make sure that you watch the video at the landing page where you put in your contact information. Make sure you watch that video, because that video explains how you should score yourself when you're doing the health evaluation. It's important that you score yourself correctly. Okay? Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Michelle. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Awesome. Michelle, just let me give a testimony to your listening audience, because I'm going to tell you, this stuff is awesome. My name is Bradley Kemp, and you introduced me to...
I talked your business last week, Mr. Kemp.
Oh, you did?
Well, I didn't call your name. I think I may have said Mr. Kemp, but I did tell him. But go ahead. Let it come from you. You go ahead and tell them.
This stuff is awesome. This is the first time in about 6 years that my sugar has came down to 131. My sugar has been somewhere between 4 something and 3 something for the last 4 or so years, and there was nothing that I could do. No, even taking the Januman and the Amaryl together, it still would not bring my sugar down, and I was taking it twice a day. Michelle, my sugar is now 131, somewhere between 131 and 130. It fluctuates between that area, and I've only been on this stuff for 1 month. And Michelle, I'm telling you, I feel great. You know, the headaches is gone. You know, the aching in the hands and all the, you know, feet aching and stuff. Well, I still have a little irritation in my feet, but that's working out. Sometimes I sleep like a baby at night now, but I used to be up all through the nights with aching feet and aching hands and stuff. And listen, I was in bad shape, but I want to testify that this stuff is awesome. You know, it works very well. My sugar is now controlled, and I intend to stay on it, you know, because I feel great. You know, even with energy-wise, you have more energy. I don't eat as much, you know, because, you know, I used to eat a lot of bad foods also, but I don't have the craving for all that bad food and stuff like the macaroni and cheese and, you know, all that stuff. I don't have the craving for that stuff anymore. You know, so the program is awesome. So anyone out there who's listening who have challenges with, you know, blood sugar and bad eating habit and stuff, if you get on this stuff, I'm telling you, it will be a miracle in your life. So, you know, Michelle, I just wanted to testify, you know, and tell people how good this stuff is. And, you know, now I didn't get to do my thing last night like I was supposed to, so we could go over the results, but, you know, I'll get to it sometime today.
Yes, please do. Mr. Kemp, thank you so much for calling and sharing your story.
Thank you, Michelle.
I am so happy to hear that you're doing so much better. And, you know, he is not, I have another call coming in. Hold on. Let me see if I can pick this one up. Mr. Kemp, I need you to hang up for me, please. Okay, caller, welcome to GPS. Hello, caller. Okay, for some reason I can't hear you, caller, so please call us right back. And you only got 4 minutes, so you got to make it quick. But I have another client who was on insulin. And after the first day on the program, she took a photograph and sent me the numbers. And she said, Michelle, my numbers have not been this low in years after 1 day. She couldn't believe it. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Thank you so much. I want to also join in the fact that this stuff is going great.
Hey, Pastor Greenslade.
Yeah.
That's my pastor, y'all.
I just wanted to make sure, reiterate as well as the caller just before me on the effectiveness of it. I have been using it, and I told the members of the church as well that for no reason I do not miss taking I don't know what the pack is called, but that vitamin pack. I take that regularly, and ever since, people ask me all the time, what have you done? And I tell you that stuff works. The idea of it working for me is the fact that it's all natural, and I don't have to be putting chemicals in my body.
Right.
Working, it doesn't affect. I could preach, and Michelle could tell you for 4 hours because I am free and I'm ready to go at all times. So certainly, listen when I tell you, as a real testimony, it really works.
Thank you, Pastor Greenslade. I didn't pay him to say that, John. I didn't know he was going to call. Thank you, Pastor Greenslade. And it is his. He was the gentleman in the video that I showed y'all. I think it was last week with the cassava that was longer than his leg from his wife's garden. That's the gentleman right there. That's my pastor, Ellison Greenslade at Bible Truth Ministries. Y'all need to come visit us on Martin's Close. What won me over with that church was the genuine warmth and love of the people. My God, these some loving people, y'all. That church, yeah. Thanks for calling, Pastor Greenslade. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, people, get yourself healthier here. And if you decide to take the vaccine, well, praise the Lord. Good, not on you. But know that alone will not be enough. Nutrify your body. That's the key to this thing. And again, if you want to be a part of the study, of the trial, please go to my official Facebook page. It's pinned to the top, a health evaluation system. Just click onto that link. Those of you who have my contacts and interested, just WhatsApp me and say, WhatsApp me and say trial, and I'll know to send you the link for the trial. And let's present them with some evidence that is the way we need to be going with this thing. Okay? My time's up, y'all. What is it that he took, Janet? He took the 90 essential nutrients. We have him on the tablet form. We call it the on-the-go Healthy Body Start Pack. It's all of the 90 nutrients in tablets, and you just take a pack a day, and that gives you your 90 nutrients, and that's what he takes. So yeah, fill out that health evaluation if you're interested in being on the trial, and even if you're not, just fill it out and say, and we'll be able to get back to you in short order to tell you what your body needs to become healthier. Gotta go, y'all. It's 1 o'clock. Do not miss tomorrow's show. It's gonna be hot, y'all. That's all I can say. I can leave that right there. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Have a good afternoon, everybody.